we will be doing glazing, and we will learn how to do glazing with multiple colors. And before we actually start doing this, I wanted to tell you I also conduct online classes through Zoom meetings. And if you are interested in learning more about watercolor, you can definitely contact me and comment me in the comment section. Thank you.
Certain sections of our painting. So we will learn how to do glazing with multiple colors. If you have yellow, green, pink, purple, then you can mix a thin watery consistency of that, which is what I will do. Add some water to the yellow, blue, violet, green, and new gamboge. So we want to make pale consistency. So with this pale consistency of colors, we will be doing glazing. That is any area in the painting which is looking relatively bright, we want to dull it down, because the main focus of attention has to be this building, and that to this part of the building. So the first color which I will need is pink. Even if you have a red, like cadmium red is a good color, and with a thin consistency of that, you can put in a layer. I will show you where we can go with our glazing. Any part which you see is looking pretty bright, you have to dull it down. You can take a bigger brush and either do it wet on wet also, but for glazing we do not require to wet in the paper, because the consistency which we are preparing is pale. So this is my pink. It's a watery consistency. And I will layer using pink. I will not go over all the areas, but I will go over the areas which are darker. Once we are done with the covering the darker areas with our pink, we will take some yellow and we will create a pale consistency of that, and then we will put in these yellows. I am not going right into the fringes of these trees, making myself not going to that into the fringes of the trees. If there is green grass, then in that area you need to go with your greens. Greens or blues, whatever you have. I'm using just one brush with which I'm doing all of this. slightly bigger brush I have taken. And I'm not trying to make any puddle. Even though my brush is wet, I'm trying not to make any puddle. I will use my damp brush, or I will use my tissue paper to get this knob of color out. If you don't have pink, you have red. You can also use red to glaze over your trees. The only thing is you don't have to glaze over the entire section of the trees, because where there is lighter color, we will use a pale consistency of our yellow. I'm leaving the tops alone. I don't want to go over the tops because I need the fringes to be seen. If there is any excess water, then you can remove it using your dry brush. Now, similarly, we'll also go over on top of the dome. I'll use a thinner brush for this dome area, this top section of the dome. And ensure that you do not keep your hand on this. You can even turn your painting the other way around. I will just turn it so that I do not touch any of this wet area. Now my hand is resting on the dry area, and this is better. Once you have done this much, you will again need to come back with your bigger brush and stay the blue color. I'm taking a lighter blue color. I'm taking, which is chromium blue. You can take any blue and use a lot of water. And with that, I will put in a glaze. You can see this is the consistency. This is the consistency which I have. This consistency. And I'm going on top of this area. I'm now taking a little bit of pink and I will dilute it. I'm trying to dull down this dome as well. This is the consistency. It is watery. Before the previous layer of water dries off, you need to place the second layer. Okay, so we will need to allow all of this to settle down. Now, in the area which is my the area right beside the pillar, these two areas, I think I can go slightly darker with my glaze of color. So I'm putting a glaze of color on these. If you see that you have some other color or value, you can add some other color or value, whatever values you have chosen. Or if you have chosen brown, you can go with that also. I'm checking with my reference image. And now I want to darken these areas, the inside of the house. So I'm taking my blue bamboo. Just ensure that you are not using a very dark color right now, but a paler consistency. We are done with this inside of this lighted area, so we will not go back to it. We can go and do a layer. We can do a layer of color, light yellow color, very pale consistency, tinted consistency on this area as well. Tinted consistency means to 1 drop of paint, you need to add 24, about 24 drops of water. That will give you a tinted consistency. What this glazing also does is that it will reduce any hard line edges which you have. This area is fairly good, the reddish brick area over here. Now I want to show you something specific about the dome. So the glaze is drying now. Usually at this stage, you don't have to fiddle, you don't want to fiddle at all with the drying glaze. But just before, some time before it dries, when the sheen of water has left the paper. Right now there is no sheen on this dome. So what I will do is I will place some marks because it is I'm doing it wet on wet. I will not be getting hard edges. I'm using a darker value this time and a thicker consistency. There are dots which these are dots which I'm placing slightly random. It's better to work with very pointed brush at this stage. When you're placing small dots. All of this section is wet. Some of it is drying. So you need to place a consistency of paint which is thicker. In case you feel that any part looks like a hard edge, you can blend it using a damp brush like this.
Have completed my painting and I have added a few more layers on the trees and I have added few more layers in these sections as well so that I can bring out this area. So I hope you like it and if you're interested in learning watercolors more, do write to me. I will definitely get back to you. I wanted to let you know that I have completed my painting and I have added a few more layers on the trees and I have added few more layers in these sections as well so that I can bring out